Hey everyone, it's Kyle with Coding on Chain. Now, before I dive into what this stream is all about, let's talk a little bit about Dandelion. Dandelion is a collection of Cardano services that Roberto offers to you for free. And if you don't know about Dandelion, head over to dandelion.link and start learning today because it is a great resource for developers who are ready to build on the Cardano blockchain. Now, this is a three-part series where Roberto is taking us step by step on how to set up our very own instance of Dandelion. Now, this is part one, and it's all about the Windows operating system. So, if you like this type of content, let us know, leave a comment, subscribe, you know what to do. And if you're an ADA holder, check out our pools, Lift and Peace. Anyway, let's jump in.
Live. Twitch says so, and I can see myself and you floating around. Luckily, we cannot have Kyle's audio getting through my OBS setup. For some reason, my Mac OS is not allowing that, so I will be playing solo this session and have him handling the chat. Okay, so this is a new session from Cardano on-chain, and this time we are gonna be deploying some cool stuff. For those that doesn't know what Dandelion is, it's a set of services and Cardano APIs we host for free for the community to try what Cardano offers in terms of building blocks, HTTP services. It's all about web services, not about any like libraries or whatever. We are hosting them through Gimbal Labs. This website is more like a placeholder. By the way, I want to shout out the project artist, which is the guy that made this awesome Dandelion artwork for free. Let me put it on my website. So that's it. Dandelion is a set of services we host for free in the cloud through Gimbal Labs. It's paid by its treasury. It's there for anyone that wants to build like the next pool tool, Lift wallet, like Lift wallet, or whatever decentralized application. Although this is obviously a centralized service, you can use it to prototype. Then why not deploy Dandelion on your own cloud, on your own Windows tablet, as we are gonna be doing today. The list of endpoints is here in Gimbal Labs website. It includes Explorer API, which is belongs to the Cardano REST project, which will be probably being deprecated soon. It's the old way to explore all the transactions and all that stuff. Submit API, which belongs to the same one, and it's for sending transactions through it. It's basically a proxy to Cardano Node. We have also the GraphQL API, which is the most, let's say, developer-friendly to explore transactions, tokens, pretty much everything. Nowadays it's really up to date with what Cardano blockchain itself offers. Ochmios is from KTorf. I hope I pronounced that well. He's an employee, an AHK employee, and it's a WebSockets API to listen for Cardano Node events. Also, it serves as proxy to send transactions to the node. And then we have Postgres API, which is generic. This is not related to Cardano directly. It's just a REST API that exposes your Postgres databases in a friendly way to gather data. You cannot do like complex, well, maybe you can, but it's not very very friendly to do complex inner joins and all that. All those queries we need to really get useful information from Cardano blockchain. Maybe it's not the best way to build those queries, but it's good to explore the tables and make the relations, the subqueries in your mind, and then maybe implement them as custom procedures that you store on your database, and that then can be accessed through the /rpc/Postgres API endpoint. We also have Rosetta API, which is an implementation for the Coinbase Rosetta project, and it serves to handle transactions in a more, let's say, robust way, because it has, for example, a retrieve mechanism. Like it's a good piece of software we need to look into. Okay, so you probably see that the scroll on this computer is not working very smooth, because this is a brand new tablet with Windows 10 I got yesterday, and I wanted to go into the wild and try and deploy Docker here to start with, and also Kubernetes, and then finally customize Dandelion, which is the set of Kubernetes manifest that I use to actually host the dandelion.link endpoint. I hope it's indexed. Sure. Okay. Perfect. Okay, I'm not talking alone. I'm talking to Kyle because I can hear him, but he's gonna drop off from the video. Let me remove this. Okay. Yeah, I was saying that we will be deploying this on top of Kubernetes, running on top of Docker. These are the templates for every service that is involved in the deploy. You can see, I hope, we have, of course, Cardano node, which is the bottom layer gateway to the blockchain that thinks the ledger in its own format, and then we have DBSync, which interacts with Cardano node through a socket file and gathers all the information and stores it in Postgres tables. You have this first abstraction layer for having accessible data in tables like transactions, blocks, epochs, and then on top of that database we have Cardano Hasura and Cardano GraphQL, which, as I mentioned before, is the most developer-friendly way to access the Cardano data nowadays. Yeah, we have also here Postgres WebSocket, which is a proof of concept I haven't finished, so I won't go into details there, but it's WebSocket service that listens to Postgres database events. Yeah, basically push them to WebSocket. Okay, so those are the base templates, and then we have overlays. We have 2 overlays, and overlays are the way to customize the base templates with patches and resources. Patches modify base template like this. For example, I do have custom image for DBSync, and I patch it like that. Let's see, what do we have here? I patch the topology config map from this other patch, and then you have resources which are basically static resources I add on top of the base template. Okay, so what are the requirements for deploying this? Kubernetes, kubectl, customize, and Helm. We will be needing this, but first of all, we want to use K3s, well, K3D, which is a Dockerized K3s, which is a lightweight Kubernetes distribution that is coming from Rancher Labs. It's a company that born from Citrix, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's a distribution that has been around for a good while. It has great support, for running Kubernetes locally. I love it because you can destroy the containers, start from the scratch very quickly, and it's yeah, more convenient than Minikube, for example. So for running Docker, we need to install Windows Subsystem for Linux in our Windows. And for that, I always refer to Docker documentation itself. You can do it like through this Windows for Insiders thing, which I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm gonna go for the manual steps. Let's start the party. Yep. I guess I can PowerShell this. Oh yeah, right. Bear with me because it's a long time I don't use Windows, so I'm not sure. Oh no, it's there, but I need to run as administrator. Yes. Okay, let's hope that works. I already checked that my Windows version works for WSL2. And why WSL2? Because that's a cool thing about Windows 10. You can have Linux running on top of, not on top of, running side by side on Windows 10 without virtualization, because Microsoft has developed a microkernel which translates all the Linux kernel calls the applications do to the hardware abstraction layer, system layer for Windows. So it's it's awesome. It's an awesome world. So you basically have Linux without almost any overhead, um, running pretty close to native performance. It's awesome. Okay, next step is, oops, and I will have to restart at some point if I remember well. Okay, it's finished. Oh, right. At this point, I needed to restart for this package I just downloaded to work. Um, Sorry about that. That's gonna take probably like a couple of minutes or three. And I want to share with you that this Windows 10 tablet I'm using, it's Celeron. It's running on an N4120 Celeron processor. Very very eco-friendly. It's not a Raspberry Pi, but it consumes very little power. Also, it has 8 gigabytes of RAM, a 256 gigabytes of SSD disk. Um, yeah, it's decent, but it's not a beast, and it will probably take a fair amount of time to start all the services. Uh, it's not taking my password now. By the way, this is the touch screen Chinese. Okay. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Oh, Giovanni. Hi, Giovanni. Hi, A. Hi, James. Uh, yeah, that was my story. This little body should be enough to run Cardano gateway on top of Kubernetes. I tried before some time ago with another tablet, and it with the same hardware, and it ran. So hopefully this one works, although it's not taking my password. I don't know why. hmm. I think it's because I added my Hotmail account, old Hotmail account, and maybe it's using that one. No, no caps lock. It's weird. I mean, I restarted that before. Oh, it's AnyDesk. Kyle, which is accompanying me through through a Google Meet call, is asking me which is this software I'm using to connect to the Windows system. And maybe, yeah, you can. Now you can see me trying to write my correct password. Oh, cool. So it must be something related to the keyboard. Maybe the layout wasn't the proper one. I don't know. Thing is, I typed the password through the remote desktop application and it worked. Cool. Sorry about that. Yeah, let me put the chat here in the side. Yeah, it's it was in English layout probably. Okay, so I downloaded that package. And now it works. Yes. Finish. Okay, what's next? Set this as default, of course. What else? Oh yeah, let's install Ubuntu. Let's try this. Okay, so I love any Linux distribution, but since in my early days as developer, I worked building Debian derivative distributions. Ubuntu is my distribution of choice these days. I always felt like at home in Debian based distributions. Yeah, this is gonna take not that much. Oh, I love having landline connection, fiber optic connection. I've been living and working in the middle of nowhere, and I was using a local provider. My connection was using Wi-Fi, 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Yeah, ping wasn't very good. Sometimes when it rained, I got cats. I'm going back to this. Say it again, Kyle. Oh yeah, also power lines. Man, that is the price for living in the peace of on the fields, on the countryside. Okay, this is gonna take some minutes, so we can go on to Docker. Yeah, we have installed Windows 10, we have installed WSL, we have installed the Linux kernel update package, I think, and then I think we can go for installing Docker itself. Where's the installer link? Who seriously? Docker Hub is for container images. Okay, they are calling this now Docker Hub also. That's another cool thing about integrations on Windows these days. You can have Docker for Windows, and you can have this Ubuntu. And it will seamlessly integrate. I mean, we will be able to Docker PS from here, and it will be using Docker Desktop for Windows. It will be using this Windows Subsystem for Linux without virtualization. So it's like Inception, and it's really cool. VS Code also integrates pretty well with Docker, and I'd say even Kubernetes running like this. So yeah, Windows has progressed a lot in this. I would have never imagined that we could be doing things like this in a performant way. Yeah, I is saying, how's the distribution of requests per API? Are some more popular? And how compute resource intensive is the most compared to the list? I'd say GraphQL is the most popular one, the most used. Yeah, because it's the most friendly, and we have great examples from official documentation. But also the most resource intensive. It can quickly eat up all your RAM. Yeah, it's a bit heavy to run on this tablet. I hope it gets up and we can perform some queries, but I cannot promise that. Okay. So we have this going on, and it's already struggling, it seems. I'm gonna try and go installing Git, Vim, what else? Yeah, maybe, I don't think we have customized. I don't think we have K3D nor kubectl. So we will be installing all those from Binaries, but we will install these two at least. Oh, they are there. So let's start layouts again. Let's start cloning customize. Oh, what happened there? Okay. How is this working? Downloading yet? Okay, let's go and install Linux binaries, because bear with me. Excuse me for having these web pages in Spanish, because it seems it detects I'm in Spain and serves Spanish documentation. I don't know if this will do the trick. Anyway. So we have kubectl. We're gonna place it on USR local bin. You have this directory, which is for the binaries included on the distribution you use, and for extra binaries you download from the internet, you will place it here. There is a cool video that I shared in Gimbal Labs Discord the other day, talking about the Linux hierarchy system of directories. Yeah, that's a must read for anyone that. Ooh, what happened here? Okay, I think we can skip using customize.io and just download the binaries from the GitHub releases directly. Oops. I will use curl. We need to follow redirect. Yeah. Same thing for customize. Okay, customize. We have kubectl. We need Helm also. Oh. Whoa. I will use this method because, as you can see, I'm a terminal guy and we are on Linux, so we don't have choice. And I like to execute scripts with this, which is let's call it debug mode for Bash, so I can check what these scripts are doing. And this should have, yep, we have Helm also. We have Docker, hopefully, yeah. Boom. Some tabs cleanup. Yeah, we need K3D. Let's do this one. I don't know why it's including this the first time I'm pasting things. Who clean up their tabs? I don't. Actually, I'm glad you brought up that, because I usually use this. Whoa. This Chromium extension. I do tagging, and you can have like collections of windows with all these nested tabs, and yeah, I basically save all of the sessions I do, all of the browser sessions. So in case I want to go back in time, I come here and check what it's like my personal approach to browser history, grouping tabs. And another cool thing is you can move and reparent the tabs. Pretty cool. Okay. Even if we get distracted with tabs, Docker Desktop is still installing. Come on, you can do it. I hope we can do this under 1 hour. I think maybe we can curl some endpoint close to the 1 hour deadline. So we have this also. Okay, I will prepare here. Oh, this lag coming from the remote desktop is killing me. I think K3D has also better documentation on GitHub itself. Somewhere here is how to create a cluster. These are basically the two lines we need to get up our Kubernetes, local Kubernetes cluster running. Just two commands and you have the very exact same thing. Well, not the very exact same thing, but the most similar deployment you will end up having on the cloud, on whatever provider you decide to use, like AWS, Google Cloud, or Scaleway, which is the one we use. You get your Kubernetes, then apply YAML files, and it's the same architecture. I mean, Cardano DB-Sync connects to the Cardano node socket in the exact same way on your local computer than in the cloud, because yep, you are using the same architecture. And that's as a DevOps advocate, where we want to have all the environments as similar as possible to reduce let's say entropy on our deployments. That's a good thing to have. I mean, that's why Docker came born. You basically run the same image along all your pipeline that reduce like random bugs coming from services configured in a different way on UAT environment or production environment. And yes, reducing the differences between environments reduces the time to be spent on looking for ghosts on your development. Okay, cool. I need to log out. And then what the hell? It seems it's installing something else. So it makes seem. Oh, I don't recognize this. It seems my profile have changed. Now I have Microsoft Edge here again. I'm gonna ignore that and hope that we have everything that we installed. Oh. Mm. Yeah. So supposedly, whenever Ubuntu opens up, if it does, mm. Mm. Something weird happened. I cannot. Okay. Okay, so it seems it's just slow, but I'm not sure if Ubuntu is gonna work. Hmm. I think the tablet is now struggling. Let's check Task Manager. Not that much. Okay, let's check if Docker is using WSL2. Cool. Then I only need to get my Ubuntu running. I'm not sure if it's here somewhere. No, something happened to Ubuntu. Oh, let me try and install it again, because as you've seen, yeah, it seems that it lost my profile. Probably that means also it lost Ubuntu. Hmm. Somewhere here, the link. So, and this is the prerequisite stage. The actual Dandelion deploy it's gonna be 2 lines. Hello Windows. Oh, come on. It's not opening anything. I think the store is failing also. So is there a way to search here? Well, let me try the universal solution for Windows problems. Let me restart. Prerequisites are the most fun part. Yeah. I could have prepared all those, but I wanted to guide anyone wanted to get into this world from the beginning, because yeah, you might find that you can install Docker, but you can skip the WSL2 part, and I wanted to show and tell the story behind it, because it can make a great impact on performance. Actually, I'm not sure I will be able to connect to deploy this without using WSL2 and using the version 1 without this lightweight virtualization. So it's been fun, but I hope we can. This here it is again, and I'm supposed to have uninstalled it, but okay. We don't have Docker running. Let me close this, open Docker, and then open it up again. Cool. We are getting there. We are getting there. We have 10 minutes to go. I think I had. Oh, okay. Starting. DJ Nick says, when I installed the Cardano node and CLI on my personal Windows machine, I had to install 4 different Ubuntu distributions before it worked. Eventually, 16.04 worked for me. Yeah, that's the good thing about this. You you get abstracted from base system. You install Docker, install Kubernetes, and everything is inside of that deploy is in the proper and well-tested versions. Okay, since we have Docker finally. Oh, I'm not sure how to fix that in Windows. I know in Linux you need to be on the Docker group to be able to maybe I need to cool, we have Docker finally without virtualization. Then we can create our Dandelion cluster. Dandelion, and that's all. That's easy. It will pull the images. It will start up everything, set up network. It's an awesome project. As you've probably seen, you can you can have Kubernetes with the official Docker desktop application, but I'm not sure how this works in all the different base systems. Let's say in Mac OS, I'm not sure if Kubernetes works inside Docker in the same way. I know that if I use K3D, it will deploy in the very exact same way. So I'm sure that from having Docker to having an exact same Kubernetes is just one step with this cluster creation. Okay, let's switch. Dandelion. Cool. Our Kubernetes cluster is running. So it's time to follow. I will follow the README from the command line. Maybe it's not that visual, so no. Okay, we have. Oh, actually, I created the cluster, but I skipped my own instructions here. So that's cool because we can delete Dandelion, and boom, our cluster is gone. And we can deploy it with the proper instructions, which basically are the same, but adding this, which maps two ports where our Dandelion deploy will be listening through the traffic ingress controller for the cluster. And I won't go into too much details on that, but yeah, we need these two port mappings. Okay, it's running. Not yet. I will let the cluster to bring up all the services and then go on. Probably we can go on rendering the Kubernetes manifest, which is, oh man, again. This customized build have rendered a Kubernetes manifest in this file, which includes every single resource that we will be using. Yeah, everything. It's a long one, and we will be applying that. Oh, keyboard mappings again. Cool. We've rendered the YAML file. We need to apply the YAML file, this output YAML file. You could do it with kubectl, but I'm also a big fan of this VMware. Now it's been adopted by VMware. This CAP, Kubernetes application tool, it's cool because whenever you modify your overlay or your base template and you apply again this output YAML or whichever manifest, it will show you differences between what you have locally and what you have on the Kubernetes cluster. kubectl will just apply, and you have an apply dry run, but it won't show a differences in a very human readable way. So I like CAP, and I will be using that one. You need to install it from Binaries also. Let's go for it. I feel like I'm hunting with this lag. I scroll and then okay. Okay, so let's see our services for the Kubernetes clusters are okay. Let's go back to the deploy. Yeah, I'm gonna just copy paste this and see if I did a great job with the documentation. Oops. Let's. Oops. Okay, it created the namespace. We could have different namespaces for different deployments of Dandelion in the same cluster. You could have like a new version using a new Cardano node Docker image. It's very convenient. If you want to start from the scratch, you just delete the namespace and create a new one. But you can have different ones in parallel. I do on dandelion.link deployments in the cloud. I use. Let's go. Oh, again, this paste problem. Okay, it's the enter. This is the cap tool summary. I don't know how to scroll using keys, so I'm scrolling with the mouse in a very clunky way. As you can see, it states that it will create these lines, and if you modify the manifest and apply again, it will show like git diff, but for the resources. It will say, okay, you removed this line, added this other line. It's very convenient. So yeah, this is gonna take a good while. We are in we are 1 hour now, and this is gonna probably take like 10 or 5 or 15 minutes. Who knows? I don't know if there are some Russian doll containerization. Yeah, I love it. Actually, CAP will wait for all these resources to be ready, but you can. I know it already applied all the manifests, so I will just cancel this, and it doesn't mean that it will cancel the deploy. It means it will cancel the waiting for them to be ready, so we can watch what's happening in our namespace. This is the current status. Some of the services will error until some other dependent services are up, like for example Cardano DB Sync will error because it cannot log in into Postgres until it's ready. It might probably get up before Postgres, so it will error. Yeah, but eventually the status should convert to ready. You will see some crash loopback of you can also watch like this. We already have Asura ready, running. Now we're roaring. Yes, this is gonna probably take like more than 10 minutes. I don't know if you have any questions while we have this ready and can, for example, curl like this. Go, Kyle. Is this easy to customize the deploy? Maybe I only want to host a subset of services. Good question. Yeah. So let's say you don't want to deploy Postgres WebSocket, which, as I said, it's not well tested. I haven't really used it. It's probably a waste of resources, if more in this tablet, which is very reduced. So this is a customization file for the overlay, which includes the chart, Helm chart for Postgres and all the services from the base. So you just comment that one. You build the overlay again. And what happens when we, oh, this is heavy. What happens if you cap deploy again? That it will take some time, but it says, okay, I need to delete the deployment and the service for Postgres WS. I need to reconcile these resources because, yeah, they are not ready, and it will again wait for them to be ready and running. Yeah, so also it will do some unnecessary updates, and this is probably something we need to polish, because, for example, it says that the secret for Postgres, the admin password, has changed, but it actually has not changed. But it rehashed the password on base 64, got a different hash. It says that, and now I have lost the position in the scroll, and I don't know how to recover it. It was like here. This is pretty weird. Okay, so yeah, let's add some stress to the cluster and try and delete these services, these Postgres WebSocket. Okay, then it starts waiting again, waiting, and I will cancel and do my manual refresh. This is getting sticky. Oh, but we already have Postgres running and dbSync almost running. So whenever dbSync gets running, we can check that it started syncing the ledger. We can probably check Cardano node, although I think I have login disabled to save up some resources, so we won't see too much here. Yeah, it's syncing. Look at that, and we didn't have to download Genesis files and topologies and stuff. And whoa, this is looking great. It didn't take that long. Cool. Come on, DBSync. Okay, so what we have in the chat. Can you get some quick examples of Dandelion use cases? Yeah, give some examples. Yep, for example, we are using it for as backend services for the Leaf wallet. We are using mostly GraphQL, but also the Postgres API to get some like pools, lists. We get that from Postgres instead of GraphQL. For GraphQL, we use it for getting transaction lists and UTXOs for addresses. That's one evident use case. Use it for wallets. You never store keys on any of these services, not even on Rosetta. You are safe to use Dandelion in that sense. That's something you don't want to do. Host, for example, Cardano Wallet API and store keys in the cloud or wherever. That's something. Cardano Wallet is a service that is thought to be running locally along with Daedalus, for example. Yeah, like wallets, some kind of exploration tool like the tools we have on our Gimbal Labs site, for example, for showing metadata that people posted, and basically building decentralized applications by running your own Dandelion, because that's the important thing. This is open source and you can run it on your local machine easily in the same way with the same guarantees that we do in the cloud. And that's what you should be doing, not using our centralized service. Okay, catching up with the chat. Folks like oh, cool. Yeah. Alexander is using our endpoints to. Alexander from Monad Pool is using our endpoints to dump raw data from Postgres API, then to build the database for his tool. It's an awesome tool for network, Cardano network or observability. It shows in a map the density of relays in countries and providers, the stake distribution, and how dense the stake distribution is in a particular area. It's an awesome tool. Alessandro from Berry Pool. I can't remember which was his use case, but we also have Caso from ADA Booster, from Boost Pool, ADA Booster project, who is using it for a calendar, an epochs calendar and rewards calendar. Yeah, basically for everything that you can imagine. Okay, so this is DBSync and it should be. Yeah, this is Spot. And oh, look at this. We are getting it live. There it is. We have something inserted in our database, and that means that if we go and execute something like this, oh, woohoo, cool. Let me we don't have JQ. Hack sharp. Come on, little boy. I wonder if I can open yet another Ubuntu terminal. Yes, we do. Cool, then I can, well, we are gonna query the GraphQL endpoint and see what is the port for this DB post DB sync progress. Oh, I think there is a bug here. Yeah, let's fix. Oh, I cannot fix that lively. I haven't logged in GitHub here, but there is a bug in this documentation, which is that slash what binary output? I'm not sure why is that. Okay, let's go for Postgres first. This is really struggling now. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you can see it, but I got this for my birthday, a gift from a friend. Maybe we can have some Gimbal Labs coding on chain, Subsystem, lift pool, swag soon, ready to be paid with ADA. Okay, so this is Postgres. Actually, we should be able to get some example queries from Gimbal Labs. Bear with me, this is becoming more and more slower each time. So let's get this one, for example. Again, oh, right, this is for mainnet. Well, let's read. Oh, oh, I know why that happened. Yes, I have an ugly hack for the read-only user that I use for Postgres. And I think this fix me haven't worked. So I'm gonna get into the, actually this is a good thing that things break and I can show some more internals for this customized Dandelion thing deployment. So we can get into the, oh, I can't remember. Oh, or maybe it's not because maybe it died and that's why. No. Okay, so I can log in into our database. If it wants to post this. And this is our Postgres container. And you can log in into your instance like this. Man, this is killing me. I don't know why it keeps adding. Okay. I'm not using MySQL. So this is our local DBSIM database. Oh, sorry. And I'm gonna just make sure that our, oh come on, how the hell do I copy this? There it is. So that's supposed to add our read-only user. Okay, it worked. So we don't have transaction metadata just yet because it's syncing testnet. The first epochs on testnet were Byron from Byron era, and you don't have metadata on Byron era. So we cannot query that until the deploy reaches the Shelly Hartford. But we can. Again, the keyboard. Oh, not transaction in. Maybe transaction. There it is. That's the first transaction on Cardano blockchain. And as you can see, it has some nulls for invalid before and invalid hereafter because these are token locking token locking features that obviously weren't there in the epoch 1 for the transaction, for the first transaction. But yeah, that shows us that this worked. It's syncing. You have Dandelion running locally in less than 1 hour and a half in a very humble Windows 10 tablet. I think we can call it a session. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, get in touch with Gimbal Labs and Coding on Chain. on our Discord servers, ask us some questions. If you want to run this on macOS or Linux, stay tuned because this is just the first idea, the first part of this Dandelion deploy series. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.